Previously on The Real Forex Trader.
Every one of you is really fucking wasting my time with this scoring. Like, you're either being too fucking nice to people or you're voting everyone the same. If you do not sort this out, I'm just gonna send it home. If you're voting people the same, I'm sending you home.
I took that personal a little bit. I actually answered it truthfully.
But we didn't get together, we didn't discuss it, we didn't talk as a team about who we were gonna vote off, of course not.
It's obviously that they can discuss it. Look, let's save ourselves and let's just vote for someone else to leave.
It's putting a title, laughing or crying, it's not even your money.
Sorry, it's based on place.
Yeah, but it's not based on anything. When the fuck would you ever put laughing or crying on a fucking bit of paper for a trade plan where you're risking 10,000 quid? So let's make a plan then, laughing or crying. If you get your plan wrong, you've got two choices. You can cough up the money yourself out of it, or you can go home. Those are the two choices. So you'll be laughing or crying. That's your decision for today. So if you get it wrong, you're going home or you're going to be paying $200. Fine. Crack on, guys. Let's see how we get on. Non-farm payrolls. Let's take this seriously. I don't really want to see us being down on the day losing. Okay. Let's go.
It has to do with your tattoo and the meaning behind it, and just me having belief in you and being able to execute it. We had the conversation.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Understand.
It wasn't meant enough.
I didn't come here as a joke, and that's bullshit. I came here seriously to trade because this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I believe in him. And the laughing or crying has to do with things that he's had in his personal history and his past that, I'm not going to say here because it's private stuff.
So like sometimes you're going to be happy about the outcome and sometimes you'll be sad about the outcome.
To be frank, I flew here from Texas. Figure out the cost of flying here from Texas, putting up an Airbnb to stay here for a month. This is not a joke to me. That's it. No further comment.
Laughing or crying? How mad?
I believe it was a misunderstanding. I genuinely think it's just a misunderstanding and he thinks that it's just a funny joke to me. I guess my first comment on it before I even go into explaining it is, I think by now I would have spoken enough with Sam that he knows my general character enough to know that this is not a joke to me at all and would at least allow me to speak or say something to me, I don't know, to really understand, or at least allow me to explain it, because it's not a joke. I've sacrificed a lot to be here. I've put a lot of other people who are close to me in very difficult situations to be here. And so when he says something like that, I feel like it attacks my character.
It wasn't meant in that way to piss him off, if you know what I mean. I don't know why he wanted to put that title anyway, but he did. What I've wrote down on my paper was the process, and what he's put in the title is what he's put in the title. So.
Getting to know the guy, I put a title on there that's something personal to do with him, that is basically me, or us as a team, but myself saying, Lee, we believe in you, you've got this, we're behind you, you'll be all right. The trade plan is there, we've explained everything we can to you in a way that is as easy and as, I don't want to say easy, but as helpful of a way as possible for you, Lee, to understand, so you can take the trade comfortably and not have to worry about the emotions and the stress of it all, because it is live funds. It's during NFP. Most people normally won't trade NFP. You would avoid it. Maybe I should have explained it or just used a different title altogether and just put trade plan. If I get the opportunity, I'll definitely try and talk to Sam, try to clear the air, at least for his peace of mind, so he's not thinking I've just got some guy here who doesn't care.
Ready to go. Ready to rock and roll. Feeling confident. Wait for the results, and then we're going to get in.
It's going well. We have everything marked up on the possible buy and entry zones, sell zones, so everything should look good.
We're going to wait for the price to going up for go in the liquidity zone. So we're going to wait to go in that liquidity zone for the sell, and if it's going down after the release, we're going to buy at the zone. Depend of the number we have on NFT. So let's see.
Yeah, we're thinking it's going to be good news for NFP. So we'll see some strength in the dollar, hopefully, and that will generate a good opportunity for a sell for GU. Just based on the releases and the technicals that it's showing now, it looks like a sell is more probable.
And the last number on NFP, and it's the first month after vacation, so could be a great thing for see some more job and less employment.
Live money, yeah. I just not really. I'm not thinking that. I'm just not getting emotional with it. Just taking it as the same as it was Monday. These boys have helped me out, so yeah, definitely. I'm full of confidence, 100%.
Okay, everyone. So we want you to start getting ready now. We've not got long to go. We've got 35, 40 minutes. I want to make sure that the person that's executing the trades is literally given the desk. So the people that aren't executing, make sure that you're not all sat around him whilst he's taking that position, yeah? The person that's executing is to be left to execute, yeah? Do not try to give him your opinion or anything along those lines. If you are executing that trade and you want their opinion, then ask them for it. But basically they shouldn't be talking to you unless you want them to. Does that make sense? Yeah? So the room should be pretty much silent unless the person executing the trade turns around and says, Travis, I want your opinion, yeah? That's all you want. And then you give them your opinion and you take that into account. It's as simple as that. If they want to just focus and not have anyone tell them what to do, that's the whole point, is they're executing it, yeah? So let them do their job. And if they want your opinion, they'll ask, all right? All good? So guys, obviously if you wanted to, if your plan is to place the trades beforehand, you can start placing them if you wanted. If your plan is to do it when you've seen the news and the results, then obviously keep yourself ready, all right? We haven't got long now, a few minutes to go. Let's get ready. It might be worth getting Callum to be watching Bloomberg live on his phone.
Yeah, but put it on the other screen. We don't need that guy's trades running.
I want it to start away. I'll keep a look on here, see if it comes out here first. If not, one of these other websites, Forex Factory, web one will get it first, and I'll move over there. But I'm staying out of the way.
Yeah. The more we have it, the more clear it looks.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a 50-minute bar, closing the previous bar. We will move the stop loss and move out the profit, and then if we have a you happy with that?
Yeah, it's all good.
Momentum play as a fixed stop loss, but we'll take the dynamics of profit.
You think so?
We'll take both of them out.
The plans will be, if they come out as expected, strength for dollar and obviously selling with stop loss according to structure. We might not get a 1 to 2 if it is a sell.
5 seconds.
From the financial centers of the world, this is Bloomberg Markets.
Wow. So many questions in the Fed's mind about what they're going to do. We get 194,000 jobs created or restored is probably the better word in the month of September. The unemployment rate falls a lot. 4.8%. I haven't had a chance to check the components of that.
The headline, definitely a disappointment. We did see a big revision up to the August and July numbers, so we are seeing more people at work than the headline. Not what people were expecting. On the other hand, this was not what people were expecting. A drop to 4.8% in the unemployment rate. That largely has
List.
all those workers today.
So you're in the sell. Okay, like move your 50 pips above. Sell. Sell it.
You got your pips, yeah? Let's just let this go in.
He knows.
Trade place, but the fundamentals are saying that
sellers are there.
Sellers are better.
The sellers are there. We've seen the number come in, and
it looked bullish to us. But then when we seen that number come in, yeah, we went the other way. We'd already planned for that.
Well, I initially thought 2% will give us more room for the trade to freely move. As it's an NFP news, so it can go both ways. You could have a wick us out and then come back down to the original movement. But for us, I tried to stick on a 1% risk management, which if we did, we would have been wicked out. Luckily, we chose the 2%.
One's long cable, one short cable, one long gold, one short on body yen.
Yeah, the stops a bit, it's going to be a bit wider, so we're risking a little bit more because slippage. Yeah, thanks, well done.
All right, it's going up. Going good. Going the direction we want to go.
Once the news came out, the trade went long. We had a buy stop just above the range where the breakout would happen. We were looking for on 5-minute and 15-minute time frames for the candle to close bullish, which it did. So we were happy at that point, and then from there it was just to wait to see if it would go to the next level and we'd get our 2-to-1 risk to reward.
So if this H1 candle in 20 minutes closes with a big nice wick to the top side, we should be okay. And if it closes anywhere in this zone or below it, it's looking okay. We're going to hopefully wait in the next 20 minutes to see how this 1 hour candle closes here. And if it closes nice bearish with a big wick, we should be okay in this trade. Unfortunately, we're just setting this trade and kind of marrying it at this point and just kind of forgetting about it. We're still going to monitor it and hopefully we see a good close in 20 minutes.
We're nearly back at break even.
We're on the right side of the trade. Just got to wait for it to play out now. Buy it. GU.
It's coming.
It's getting there. It's just the initial shock of the market.
Yeah. First time placing a live trade, so it's different. It's quite intense. Arms are sweaty, but no, it's good. We're just going to let it run out now. I trust what they're analysing what they've done, so they know what they're doing.
So far so good, we'll just sit and watch and that's it. Passionate dispassion.
Slowly going up, baby. All the way. Get a dog up, yeah. It's going up, baby. It's going up. Laughing. Happy days. Look, he's happy. Have a look.
No, not happy. Not happy now.
See? Totally happy.
Let's see, no emotion. Let's stick to the plan and see.
Seeing the blinking red and green color on my Bloomberg at 8:31 going back to 2009 or 2000.
Not good. We're on the wrong side.
That's in the market.
So these guys are trading the NFP, non-farm payroll results. The thing with this is you're going to see large volatility of swings up and down. And this is a great challenge for us because it's going to show exactly how people react to making money and losing money. So you're going to see that emotional roller coaster. We're really looking for those individuals that can stand out and just be completely neutral. So these are the guys that are just sticking to their game plan and watching how their position performs and adjusting accordingly without emotion. So this is what we're looking for. Whether we see that is a completely different matter. What I expect we're going to see is we're going to see individuals getting very excited that they're making money, and we're going to see very sad people who are losing money. And this is all about just applying yourself and the game plan. I want to see how quick they are to react with their game plan to the actual result. Are they entering the markets late? Are they entering the markets too early? Are they changing their game plans? And is there any controlling individuals within the group that are starting to take control?
So we've seen some pullback, I think, with respect to the 200 MA.
balls, but it's only been a 2-bar pullback to be fair. And then,
It was worse than expected.
Our plan was our plan was our plan was to enter
Definitely said wait for confirmation.
No, that was
I think you're mistaken about yesterday's presentation.
It definitely says.
No, based on the result, we were going to. Based on that result, we were going.
If it's better than expected, you're going to buy. If it's worse than expected, you're going to sell. And you're only looking at NFP. Did you consider unemployment rate?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
But like we said, NFP was.
What was unemployment rate?
It was higher.
I think that was good.
Higher.
It was
No, that was good.
0.6. 0.6.
Higher. What was expected?
That was good, I think. That's average. That's about right, yeah.
4.8.
It's less than a forecast.
It was a 0.3.
In dollar strength or dollar weakness?
Could be dollar strength.
Expect dollar strength. And then NFP, what was that?
NFP was 194.
So it's mixed results, right?
Yeah.
Kind of mixed result, yeah.
You just thought you could get it anyway?
Well, no, I would disagree with that. I would say the NFP was a number less than the previous. I would say that is the headline number that most people were looking at there.
So if you're looking at 5.1 to 4.8,
194 from a 500 perspective. I know it's mixed. Yeah, you're right. It's mixed.
Anyway, yeah, hindsight's great, but yeah, it's just
yeah, of course.
Yeah. We hope this is a lower high and driving down past the previous lows. That's what we hope for.
Yeah. It's funny, everyone got in sort of straight away.
Serious.
It's interesting to see.
Things went against us, looked good to start with, began to go against us, now looking like it could go either way. Yeah, I certainly hope to get back to break even at least. Been a tough day.
When we had the news, there was 2 important news in there. One of them was NFT, the other one was rating. I kind of mentioned that, but it seems to be no one wants to hear that. You know, he's not a team player now because he doesn't take a note of what people are saying. He just forces whatever he thinks is right in everything. So he just does force. Yeah, he had the good ideas, but it's not 100% paid off. An example, today and yesterday. You know, so I didn't want to waste the time to just waste an energy, disagree with someone just because they don't want to listen.
The trade idea did make sense. It made sense, and it was backed up by numbers, and it was backed up by data that other analysts were saying that as well. And so I had belief in that he was knowing what he was doing in terms of coming up with a trade idea. But yeah, looking at it now, clearly it wasn't.
So Richard's team, they didn't wait for any confirmation. They entered the trade. They saw NFP was better than expected, and they thought, okay, dollar strength. So they entered the trade, I believe, on dollar yen. However, when I went to ask them about it, some of them didn't know whether the other data was better than expected or worse than expected. They were very confused as to what had happened. So this just shows they're trading, they haven't really understood what's gone on, and then they're just entering the trade because they saw NFP was better than expected. However, experienced traders know when you're trading the news, especially something as high impact as NFP, Fed interest rates, inflation, for example, the first move or the initial reaction you see in the market isn't always the move that is going to continue. You often see a false move before the actual move happens. So this is why it's better to wait for confirmation, assess the results before trying to jump into the trade. When you're trying to jump into the trade straight away, you're more often than not competing against algorithms, you know, things that can make decisions within nanoseconds, whereas obviously as humans it takes us a bit longer. You're also getting the data as it comes out on MyFXbook, for example. It's going to be a bit delayed compared to what institutional traders are seeing and when they're seeing the results. So we didn't really want to see these traders jump into the trade. They jumped into the trade, however they didn't also take into account the other results that came out with NFP, the unemployment rate, the average earnings. So it was actually a mixed bag of results, and that's why we saw a bit of indecisiveness in the market as well. We saw an initial reaction higher, they all jumped in, and then the market started coming back down when it was taken into account that news, and again it was a bit of a false move before the actual move back lower. When I spoke to them about it, they said they hoped that it was going to continue going higher. Obviously, they eventually lost that trade. You know, it's all a learning curve. Trading is all about learning. And with trading, you want to have probability on your side. You don't want to be jumping in when the odds are stacked against you, especially in high impact news such as NFP. You know, a lot of traders are looking at this result, they're looking at this, they're taking into account, and you're jumping in when you're not fully understanding what's actually happened and the other results that have been announced at the same time. So again, this is a great challenge for these new traders to experience. You know, something that we see every month, NFP for example. You know, so they've learnt a lot today. You know, why they shouldn't just suddenly jump into trades just because the NFP was better than expected. That doesn't mean that dollar strength. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to go the way you expect. And that's the great thing about the markets. It's not as simple as, you know, something's better than expected, that means it's going to go up. So yeah, great learning curve. It's going to be interesting to see if they take this on board in the coming weeks. You know, when the other news, high impact news comes out in the coming weeks, whether they take what they've learned today and they learn from that, or whether again they just jump in or they forget about the news, they don't pay any attention to it. So it'd be great to see who took this on board, who learnt from this lesson and what they do going forward, whether they wait for that confirmation, whether they just don't trade this at all. You know, every trader does it differently, but it'd be interesting to see what they take from this challenge and see what they've learned.
So guys, you've been involved with the Real Forex Trader series now for a fair few episodes. If you think you have what it takes to be one of these candidates in our next series, click the link in the description below and apply. I wish you the best of luck, and let's see if you can make it to the end.
Terrible news. The stop loss is wide because the initial shock, so where we thought our stop loss was going to be when we entered, it's still there, but we're going to trail our stop now as price mix structure, cable just being bullish, just trending up. Obviously that first move is because of the initial shock of the news coming out, and then because it's so bad, I can see it slowly, well, from previous data, I can see it just gradually, slowly building up. We might extend our take profit and just trail it as far as we can.
So did it take you a minute to find out what the result was?
Yeah, we were refreshing that and it weren't exactly working.
But
we had two options with it.
We just got to wait to see how it pans out really. I think we've made the right decision and we've followed our plan. So
that's the main thing.
Yeah, time will tell and we'll stick with the plan and see what happens.
Put in profit now. No, it's different. Yeah, it's good.
Like that.
So we got in the sell, immediately went into profit, now it's floating just to negative by like maybe 1 or 2 pips. So we're hoping that'll cool down and we'll get some more bearish momentum.
Well happy, should tell me face, shouldn't it?
Sorry.
Need the money. Shall I say it louder? Show me the money! Smile. We're on camera.
Keep me out of it.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. People's emotions getting in the way of them executing their game plan and monitoring the markets rather than getting emotionally involved. Let's see, for example, if they get it right or wrong. Either way, good day or bad day, there shouldn't be any emotions involved.
Saying a rosary.
You close with a 1.1% profit?
No. Stick to the plan now.
I don't know. Not too sure.
It's up to you guys. I can't actually give you advice.
That's okay.
Stick to the plan.
We'll try to make it proud. Hopefully that's that.
NFP was worse than expected. Yeah. So what made you go short? Who executed? So what made you go short?
It was a summary, wasn't it? Run liquidity, sticking twos.
No, I just stuck to our plan.
Was your plan to go short if NFP was worse than expected?
Our plan was to go short in our confirmation areas.
Okay. So what? Okay, fine. I didn't think I read that in your plan, but okay. We'll review the plans and we'll have a look.
Yeah, we believe that was the NFP run there. Nice sweep on the highs, trick everyone, and a nice reversal.
That was exactly.
Whose plan was that? Because you both did the plan.
Yeah, we both did a plan. We each took our own eyes and confirmation on each option though. So we looked at both options together, and we had these boxes drawn out just in case if we had a liquidity wick like that.
Yeah, so
we're hoping to get an entry. That's exactly what happened as it's looking so far. But when the results came out, it didn't really affect it as I thought it was going to. But
with the employment claims, obviously that would be better than unemployment raises. Would that be better than employment falling? Because it would counter each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, unemployment was better.
Yeah, right? That's it. Surely that's better
that's
news
dollar
than employment.
strength, right?
Yeah.
And then, but the NFP, because worse than expected, so it's a bit mixed news. So that's why you've had a bit of a whipsaw effect. Yeah.
So then we also took this off of just an idea of a bearish structure anyway in itself. Yeah. So we're happy that the news kind of conflicted itself, so that our sell could still look good with structure.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks, Elliot.
Shout and cheer.
Bit of a pullback. How was that? I was over the moon when it was going up in the direction of water.
There was a great level downwards.
Why did you not take profit?
It's got this support level here. So I think that it will.
These high
How close was it to your take profit?
a few bips on
Because we thought we had to just the plan that we give you, that we have to stick to that plan. Okay. That's why we never took profit. I mentioned about closing the trade, and then we weren't sure what sort of Sam and things and Elliot would like. Do you know, if I close the trade and it's in profit, then would he come back and say, well, you should have stuck to your plan? That's what you should do as a trader, stick to your plan. So there was the unsure feeling of that. So what I wanted to do was just hold it and wait and stick to the plan.
If Sam teaches me something else or says, hey, we should move stops to break even, or you should use a trailing stop or use something to do that, then sure, I'll close it and take profit. But our idea on the trade is that we always wanted to maintain, our take profit and our stop loss. We didn't want to move stops up. We didn't want to move take profits down. We wanted to set everything at a 2-to-1 set risk reward that followed the structure of the charts.
Have you looked at it?
Yeah. Has it come back?
It's going down.
Oh, no way. The last I checked, it was flying.
Well, the stop losses. That's why they stopped cheering.
That was it.
It's still up, but it's still.
We moved our stop loss to align with the 2%.
Yeah.
Does that
so
which is the original.
We're just going to leave it.
You've moved your stop loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
Because of the slippage, when we ended after the news, and we ended a lot later.
So what were you risking originally?
2%, but then obviously with the stop loss it went to like 6% where we entered.
Sorry?
We went 6%.
Was it?
No. It was just a little bit down.
Yeah.
But we just put it back up to 2%.
So what are you risking now?
2%.
What was in your plan?
2%. So we just put it to where the plan was.
We had too low.
How did you like? Was that a mistake?
No.
No. So basically,
if your plan is to risk 2%.
Yeah.
But then you were risking 6%.
No,
it weren't 6%.
No, it weren't.
Whatever it was, 4%, 3%, however much.
So when you wrote the things down, the time I put them in, they were already moved. So we wrote down, because he was in charge of it, so the time I typed it in, it had moved. So it wasn't 2%. It wasn't 2%.
So we entered a lot later.
So it's
a lot later.
That's why you do like distance, right? So pips instead of actual price.
Yeah. But we just put it up there.
You got some nice pin bars there.
Yeah, we're hoping it's just come to sit back on top.
Who's playing music?
Hang on.
Who's playing music?
Are you guys alright? Do you want to go out and listen to music? Should be. Are you winning or not? No. Then why the fuck are you listening to music? Like, it's like dealing with a bunch of fucking kids.
So an hour and a half, yeah. So that's what I was saying is because our take profit is so far away, it may not ever reach it. And so we just close the end of the day and just hope that it's in profit. And as long as it doesn't hit our stop loss before then, that's also fine, right? Yeah, so that'll just be whatever it'll be.
What's that? Half
Just wait 1 hour more.
Yeah, just 1 hour more and just close. I mean, at the very least, we were correct that it would break out and not be a false breakout, and that's like all you can ask for. If it doesn't reach the take profit and makes the next level, then still be.
It's still in a good position to go up though.
And it is honestly. It could shoot up in the last hour and go, but you never know. Wherever it is wherever it'll be.
It's still looking quite good.
The market went in our direction, and now it's just a retrocession. I think it will bounce up. Maybe not today, but it will go up.
So it got pretty close to our take profit, but unfortunately the market started to reverse on us. It did find a support. We're hoping that our entry level would hold as a support, and it did for most of the day. But towards the end of the day, I guess some other news came out, or not entirely sure what happened, but the market started to, or the market on gold anyway, gold started to collapse.
And so if you draw a descending trend line there, so a bearish trend line, on that time frame, there is a good break and retest there to show possible bullish momentum. You can see it there. Yeah, maybe from the other high, the second high where the point is touching.
High.
That one.
Close all your trades by 4:30. So trades have to be closed by 4:30.
So today, big profit, $9. No, really we are on a break even. So we closed the trade at break even after the GBP USD was down with a good profit at 1.5%, but we didn't took the profit and we prefer to stick to the plan. And after some crazy up, we prefer to take the break even and be prepared for the next of the challenge.
So we closed the trade because we were in drawdown quite a bit, most of the trade, and then it came back up to our break even, our entry, and there's a strong level there, 136,500, and previously prices struggled to break that level, and again this time we're struggling to break the level, so we thought we could take a loss. It's a very small loss compared to the risk, but it's still a loss. And that's why we closed it, because we thought we'd just take the small loss instead of holding, waiting for some profit and then for price to go further down and us be down in the competition. So we took a 0.04%.
Yeah, we closed the trade.
Yeah, we closed the trade. The market slowed down. It's a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's around 4 o'clock. You can't expect that much, and it's Friday as well. So down to 1%. Down 1%.
It just went against us. It kept being bullish, and as the person who's in charge of the trade in terms of executing it and coming out, I decided to close the trade early instead of letting it hit our stop loss. We took around 1.1% loss on the account, which roughly came up to 120, 119 pounds. So.
Come back. Come round and get a look. A few pips away now.
He's pushing it down. He wants that.
Not so happy now.
Truth be told, so do I. But it just kind of is what it is. Our stock wasn't in a bad place. Everything,
Just with a few pips.
Yeah, it just feels bad that it went that far.
Yep.
I don't think the trade was necessarily wrong. It just unfortunately didn't reach the take profit.
So, where did we go wrong? Anyone?
We should close the trade. We should have done, but it's not an excuse. I'll take profit and it ran back up.
Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, better not trade news. That's my opinion.
Do not trade the news? But the challenge was to trade the news.
Yeah, I know.
So
That's my opinion. I never trade.
That's a bit shit opinion, isn't it? Because it was the challenge. So where did you go wrong?
I wasn't sure whether to close the trade or not.
Who did you ask? Who did you ask?
I didn't ask anybody if I should close the trade, but I was just talking about closing the trade. And then because the plan had been put towards you, we thought just best stick to the plan.
Could have asked us. How can you miss asking me?
Yeah, we were
People can sit there playing music into a GoPro. People can shout up and down saying, yeah, we're doing well. You can listen to music over there, but you can't ask me a question when I'm standing here. Or I'm in there, or these guys. It seems
I wasn't really sure, to be honest with you.
But if you're not sure, what do you do?
Yeah, just maybe
what, you're going to sit there with 10 grand, you're not sure, and not ask anything?
Yeah, I mean, we may put it on risk management then, but obviously that's what we should have done. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, it's mad. Absolutely mad. So we went through, we got strongest and we got weakest. I'm actually quite surprised because I feel like it wasn't even taken that seriously when there was like 40 grand being traded. Right, it's not a big deal with 40 grand, but at the end of the day, you're risking live money. Some of you are like walking around, going other places. When it's NFP, you're sat there, you're focused on what you're doing. That is the bottom line. At the end of the day, if you can't sit still or sit with your team, I don't understand what we're doing. There's no point walking around checking your other demo account or anything like that. You've got a live account sat there and we're walking around checking a demo account. We can go back to demo if we want, but it's not going to get anywhere. So let's just keep it simple. So this is based off of your scorings as well. Over the last 2 days, these are the top 4. We've also got the weakest 4 are the ones that are at risk of going home today. So 2 people will be going home today.
I think I'm close to going home, yeah. I think so. I think I let myself down a little bit sometimes, and maybe I wouldn't say overbearing, but maybe I am more forceful than I should be at times, and you know what I mean, I like my opinion heard like everyone, but I have tried to listen to my team for sure. But yeah, I'm in doubt. I feel I deserve another chance. Personally, I think based on the trading and from the first day and that, I think I showed that I could place a good trade.
The strongest we have got so far is Bradley Dickinson. We've got James that was voted twice top, both yesterday for your good work in the Peak District, and also for today. Matthew, where are you? He was voted as well top. And Bradley Jones as well also came in as one of the strongest. Weakest, here we go. So weakest, we have Callum on there, that's twice you've been on there. We've got Farhad on the weakest as well. We've got Lee on the weakest as well. And we have got Travis on the weakest as well. So we've got 4 weakest, and then we've got Christian who needs to make a decision.
Am I afraid of going home? In a sense, yeah. Everyone, of course, we're all going to be afraid of going home. I would be honest, that'd be a disappointment. Again, he gave me the option of if the trade goes wrong, then I can just pay him the $200. Do you want it Venmo, Cash App?
You let me know. You go give me either $200 or you're going home. It's up to you.
Then I'm going to pay you.
There we go then. That's really good. So I got the last laugh, didn't I? Laughing or crying. So there's a big lesson here that the whole point of having laughing or crying on a piece of paper may seem small, but it's the attitude going into the challenge. You've literally written emotions down on a piece of paper. We want to take this seriously. This is showing individuals of how hard trading actually is and what's involved in a day-to-day basis. So him, with now having this risk on, can now feel that. Obviously, I'm not going to take the $200 and it's going to go to a charity, but there has to be a lesson here for the group that trading live capital is a serious thing and you must take every aspect of this properly and seriously.
To be honest, $200 is nothing compared to everything else that I've sacrificed, both financially and literally, and I guess figuratively, we can say emotionally, both financially and the emotional cost of capital that I've spent to be here. $200 is nothing to that. Does that mean I don't care about the trade? No, it means I care about the trade for so much more than just money. This trade succeeding means much more than just that. You know, there's so much more to it.
So, let's take it seriously. When we trade money, it's a serious thing. This isn't a fucking game. We do this for a living. This isn't a hobby. This isn't pissing about listening to music. You don't see us listening to music. You never see that. At the end of the day, this is a job. This isn't something to be emotional about. So again, you shouldn't be jumping up saying, yes, I'm in the money, because you know what that is? That's emotional. And I tell you what, the amount of times I used to do that when I started, karma will kick you in the arse and you'll end up losing money. And that's exactly what happened. You take your eye off the ball. You do not want to be emotional doing this. I look like a horrible person on this show because I'm telling you, stop listening to music, stop fucking about. But at the end of the day, if that was your 10,000 and you were sat there trading it, would you be sitting there talking to someone else looking at their demo account or having a chinwag? It just doesn't work like that. It's not real. This is about keeping it real, whether we like it or not. It's a real thing that we're doing. So we're going to have to cut a couple of people as we move on through the challenge. The 4 weakest people, I'm going to leave it all down to you. I'm not even going to make the decision. So what I want you to do is I want you all to take a post-it note. And out of the names of Callum, Farhad, Lee and Travis, to put 2 names on there that you think should be going home.
Is that all of us or just them 4?
No, all of you. All of you, including the people that are on the list. Yeah. So weakest, Callum, Farhad, Lee or Travis. And your job is to put 2 down on it and then give them to me. And then we'll go away and say which 2 are going home. And that is the end of that challenge, unfortunately. Worst part of the show, and it gets worse every time that we do this. So unfortunately, we're going to have to send home 2 of the individuals that you voted. The votes were pretty close, which makes it even worse. So I'll come out and say it. The one with the most votes to go home was Farhad, unfortunately. It's been a pleasure having you on here.
Great experience,
Yeah.
no time, so.
Apologies that you couldn't be on last time. The second individual that will be going home at this stage is yourself, Lee. So, apologies.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Thank you.
apologies.
Good luck, Lee.
Nice to meet you. All the best.
Okay.
It's a good experience to just kind of know your weaknesses, you know, and to see how it goes when you are with other people as a team. You know, I mean, that's what the great things I learned. You know, hopefully it does help me in my normal life as well. You know.
The experience, I still walk away with some knowledge, so happy. Keep learning, just keep going. That was part of the process. This is part of the process. So if you're willing to put yourself out there, just go for it. You know, I'm not stopping. I'll keep going forever. This is what I like to do. And I need to learn and understand. There's a lot to learn, but you know, however much time I've got left, I'll keep going. One thing, we'll see if Sam notices, right? Is gold where going? Yeah. See you later, guys.
So unfortunately the trade did go wrong, and so as stated, I do have to go ahead and pay Sam $200. He told me to go ahead and donate it to charity, which I guess is kind on his part. I went ahead and talked to Lee and asked him if there's any sort of foundations that he wanted me to donate to. He brought up one which is for meningitis, so I'm going to donate to that now, and that's it.
It's not today, okay?
What's today?
Ah, okay.
Okay, so that's week 1 finish. It's been tough. We've had physical challenges, we've had patient challenges, we've had mental resilience, we've had strategy, we've had presentations, we've had risk management. We're done now. And to be honest with you, today was kind of the final straw. We saw a lot of emotions getting thrown around, ups and downs when people were winning, and that is straight away a risk. As soon as you start seeing someone getting overly happy and they haven't even closed the trade yet, very concerning. People playing music whilst they're down a couple $100 on a small account, even more concerning. So yeah, that's week 1 done. We've got a weekend of online education. What they don't realize is that we can track every single lecture they've completed. So I said to complete all of the education by Monday. If someone hasn't, then they will be going home as well. So let's hope that they can take simple instructions, because next week the education starts and I've got 3 weeks left to be able to turn one of these retail traders or complete novices into a profitable trader. Let's see how we get on. Next time on The Real Forex Trader.
Really good to work on them. I like the way he works.
It clears my mind, so any doubts I did sort of have, they have sort of gone.
For me, okay, I missed that, but for me, this is quite an aggressive daily training.
Yeah, I can see what I understand what you're saying, and I get what you're saying, but it's not following the rules.
So guys, you've been involved with the Real Forex Trader series now for a fair few episodes. If you think you have what it takes to be one of these candidates in our next series, click the link in the description below and apply. I wish you the best of luck, and let's see if you can make it to the end.